What if I told you there are entire industries generating billions right under your nose, and you're missing out on their explosive growth? We live in a world obsessed with the next big thing. Tech startups, crypto booms, real estate bubbles, these are the headlines that grab our attention, the sectors where everyone scrambles to get a piece of the pie. But what if I told you that while the masses are chasing fleeting trends, a select few are quietly accumulating unimaginable wealth in industries so obscure, so unconventional, you've probably never even heard their names? These aren't your typical Silicon Valley darlings or Wall Street giants. These are the hidden billion-dollar industries, the economic dark horses. And understanding them isn't just fascinating, it's a blueprint for unlocking untapped opportunities. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on these clandestine cash cows. Prepare to have your perception of wealth creation shattered, because the biggest fortunes aren't always made in the brightest spotlights. They're often forged in the shadows, in the overlooked corners of our economy, where innovation meets necessity in ways you'd never expect. Let's dive in. Our first stop on this journey into the unseen is specialized industrial waste management. Now, before you yawn and scroll away, understand this. We're not talking about your curbside recycling. We're talking about the highly complex, often hazardous, and incredibly lucrative business of managing waste from specific industrial processes. Think about it. Every factory, every chemical plant, every pharmaceutical lab, every construction site generates waste. And much of this waste isn't just trash, it's a cocktail of valuable materials, rare elements, or dangerous byproducts that require highly specialized handling, processing, and often repurposing. Consider the electronics industry. Every year, billions of smartphones, laptops, and other gadgets become obsolete. These aren't just junk. They're mines of precious metals like gold, silver, platinum, and rare earth elements like neodymium and dysprosium. Traditional recycling methods often can't efficiently extract these, but companies specializing in e-waste refining have developed proprietary technologies to do just that. They're not just disposing of waste, they're urban miners, extracting more gold from a ton of old circuit boards than from a ton of gold ore. This isn't just environmentally responsible, it's astronomically profitable. The global e-waste recycling market alone is projected to reach over $100 billion in the coming years. These companies operate with high barriers to entry, requiring massive capital investment, cutting-edge technology, and stringent regulatory compliance, which means less competition and higher margins. Then there's the medical waste sector. Hospitals, clinics, research labs, they generate biohazardous waste, sharps, pharmaceutical waste. This isn't something you can just throw in a landfill. It requires specialized incineration, autoclaving, and secure disposal. Companies that master this logistical and regulatory nightmare become indispensable. They're not just waste haulers, they're guardians of public health, and their services command premium prices. The demand is constant, recession-proof, and ever-growing. These are the silent giants ensuring our cities remain safe, all while raking in billions. Next, let's talk about rare earth minerals recycling. You might know rare earth elements are crucial for everything from your smartphone to electric vehicles, wind turbines, and advanced defense systems. China currently dominates their mining and processing, creating significant geopolitical vulnerabilities. But what if we could source these critical materials not from the ground, but from existing products? That's where rare earth recycling comes in. Companies in this space are developing revolutionary methods to extract rare earths from spent magnets, catalysts, and electronic components. For example, the magnets in wind turbines and electric car motors contain significant amounts of neodymium and dysprosium. As these products reach end of life, the ability to recover these elements domestically or regionally becomes a strategic imperative, not just an economic opportunity. The technology is complex, often involving hydrometallurgy or pyrometallurgy, but the payoff is immense. A single electric vehicle battery can contain kilograms of lithium, cobalt, and nickel, all highly valuable. The global push for sustainability and energy independence is fueling an explosion in this sector, turning what was once considered waste into a new, secure supply chain for the future. Now let's shift gears from industrial might to the discreet opulence of the ultra-rich. Our third hidden industry is bespoke luxury services for the ultra-high net worth individual. This isn't just about selling expensive things. It's about providing services so tailored, so exclusive, they exist almost entirely outside the public eye. Think beyond private jets and super yachts. Those are just the visible tip of the iceberg. Imagine a personal art curator who not only advises on multi-million-dollar acquisitions, but also manages the logistics of global art storage, climate control, and discrete sales. Or a family office security consultant who designs impenetrable security systems for multiple residences across continents, manages private security details, and even trains family members in personal defense. These aren't off-the-shelf solutions. They are meticulously crafted, highly personalized services that cater to every conceivable need and paranoia of the world's wealthiest. Consider exclusive medical concierge services. For a retainer that could buy a small house, these services provide 24/7 access to top specialists globally, arrange private air ambulances, facilitate experimental treatments, and manage complex health portfolios. It's healthcare elevated to an art form, where time and privacy are paramount. These service providers operate on word-of-mouth referrals within an incredibly tight-knit circle, making them virtually invisible to anyone outside that echelon. The margins are astronomical because the clients demand perfection and are willing to pay any price for it. Our fourth hidden gem is dark fiber networks. Sounds mysterious, right? It is. Dark fiber refers to optical fiber cables that have been laid but are not currently being used to transmit data. They're dark because no light signals are being sent through them. Why would anyone invest in laying miles of unused fiber? Because they're selling the potential for ultra-fast, ultra-secure, and ultra-reliable data transmission. Think of it like this. Major corporations, financial institutions, and government agencies need dedicated high-bandwidth connections that are completely separate from the public internet. They can't risk their sensitive data traveling over shared infrastructure. So, they lease dark fiber from companies that have already invested in building these vast underground networks. The lessee then installs their own equipment, transceivers, switches, etc., to light up the fiber and create their private network. This gives them complete control over their data, unparalleled security, and incredible speeds. The beauty of dark fiber for the provider is that once the infrastructure is in place, the operational costs are relatively low, and the demand from data-hungry entities is only growing. It's a long-term, high-margin business that forms the literal backbone of modern digital commerce and communication, yet it operates almost entirely out of public awareness. The companies that own these networks are the silent landlords of the digital age, collecting rent on the very pathways of information. Finally, let's explore intellectual property licensing in unexpected areas. We often think of IP licensing in terms of blockbuster movies or famous brands. But there's a vast, incredibly profitable world of licensing for highly specialized, often obscure intellectual property that underpins countless products and services you use every day. Consider the patent for a specific type of adhesive used in medical devices, or a unique algorithm for optimizing logistics and supply chains, or even the sound design for a particular user interface. These aren't glamorous, but they are essential. Companies or individuals who hold patents, trademarks, or copyrights for these niche innovations can license them out to manufacturers, software developers, or service providers, earning passive income streams that can run into the millions or even billions annually. For example, imagine a small engineering firm that developed a patented vibration dampening technology. They don't manufacture anything themselves. Instead, they license their patent to every major car manufacturer, aerospace company, and even washing machine producer. Every time a product using their technology is sold, they get a royalty. This is pure profit, scaled globally, with minimal overhead once the IP is established. The key is identifying a critical need, innovating a solution, and then protecting that innovation fiercely through patents and copyrights. The true genius lies not in building a factory, but in owning the blueprint for 1,000 factories. So, there you have it. 5 hidden billion-dollar industries that prove wealth isn't always where the spotlight shines. From refining e-waste to securing the digital backbone of the internet, from catering to the whims of the ultra-rich to monetizing obscure patents, these are the frontiers where true fortunes are being made, often by those who saw opportunity, where others saw only complexity or mundane necessity. What's the takeaway? Don't just follow the crowd. The biggest opportunities often lie off the beaten path, in sectors that require deep expertise, strategic thinking, and a willingness to invest in the unseen. The world of wealth is far more diverse and intricate than the headlines suggest. And for those with the foresight to look beyond the obvious, the rewards are immense. Are you ready to start looking in the right places? The next big thing might not be a thing at all, but a hidden system, a specialized service, or an overlooked resource. The question is, will you be the one to uncover it?